Welcome to this video. This is about crypto. I never thought I would ever make this video. I also used to think that all crypto things sounded so scammy, but I did just come from a Web3 immersion in Thailand where I stayed at a resort, an eco resort built on crypto. The guy who built it with his crypto earnings. So to answer your question, mum, dad, friends, family, if you've been interested in crypto, you might have started seeing ads online and now you're like, where do I begin? Because I think I want to do it, but I'm not 100% sure. And if I were to do it, where do I start? This is the video for you. Now, you might have heard stories like, oh, I have a friend who bought 5 Bitcoin back in the day when 1 Bitcoin was equal to $100, and now 1 Bitcoin is equivalent to $64,000, and I want a piece of that. Or you might have heard a story that's like, oh, I have a friend who bought an NFT and then they sold it and they made $200,000, which is a true story. My cousin did that, who's in his mid-20s, and he did that in 2021. So like, it's for reals, it's happening. This is like the hook, or this is the thing that's got you interested in this world, and you're like, how do I get involved? And then you open your browser and start searching crypto and you're like, whoa, this language is like way over my head, and also, who can I trust? How do I know that what I'm reading is real? That's where I began. So I rang my cousin who made the $200,000 last year from one trade and was like, what is an NFT? And oh, I need crypto to buy that. So basically, when you're just getting started with crypto, the main thing to know from my knowledge, so I'm also a beginner, but for what I have learned thus far is that there's kind of 2 or 3 ways to do crypto. Number 1 is to be a trader, where you buy and you trade crypto. Number 2 is to be a kind of investor in crypto. That's how I would describe it. It's like you buy a little bit and you let it sit there and you let your investment grow. I'm doing like this because I'm like, you know, it doesn't sound like you're buying real estate where you're pretty sure it's gonna go up. This is more along the lines of, I have some money, I'm gonna buy some and I'm gonna let it sit there. All you really need to do to get started is to take some money, like your current money, and transfer it into a crypto kind of trading platform or a crypto wallet. Now you're probably starting to go, oh, that sounds technical, because you're right. This one step alone will create momentum in the direction that you want to go in case you really are interested in that crypto world. Now, what is a trading app and what is a wallet? All right, this is the most general description. Think of it like a bank. You're taking money from your bank in dollars. Let's pretend you're using dollars, and you're putting it into another bank that is crypto, whether that's Bitcoin or Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin. There's lots of different coins out there. But the action that you're taking is you're taking one currency and turning it into another currency. Now, even though I'm calling this a bank, it's not actually a bank. That's for a whole other video as to why and what's going on. But generally, you're just taking your money and putting it into another account that you own and you manage. That is your step 1. My main advice about this is if you're there already and in your mind you're like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do this. You're like 98% sure. You're thinking, what is my next step? Number 1, choose an amount of money that you don't feel attached to. What I mean by that is if you win, if you make a profit, you're like, yes. But if you lose, you don't feel like your life is about to crumble. The whole piece of this puzzle is about getting started. If you're 98% sure that you're going to do this, just go ahead and get started. Now, what's going to come up here is a couple of thoughts and emotions. And this is the nature of investing in crypto, or investing in something that you feel hope in, but you don't fully understand. Thoughts and emotions will come up and they will be in the nature of hope and fear. And every time you see someone talk about, I made $5,000, you feel hope, and then you're about to do it, you're about to take the action to transfer some money into this wallet or this trading platform, and then you feel fear. That's pretty much the kind of toggle of thoughts and emotions that you're gonna feel until you complete that cycle of behavior. Now, let's say you've already made the decision to go ahead and do this. You're saying, yes, I'm gonna put some money in, an amount that I'm comfortable with, I'm happy with as my first transaction. Great. The next natural thing that you will do is you will choose either a trading platform or a wallet to keep that in. I'll speak for people in Australia because I'm based in Australia. When I first started, I used something called Coinbase. Now, there's a bunch of other apps that do the same thing that Coinbase does, but I was going to use Coinbase because it's the thing that everyone was saying it's very easy to use. Why did I move from Coinbase to OneCoin? CoinSpot? Well, when you're choosing the right trading app, this is when you're gonna start to feel things like how user-friendly it is. Now, the difference with Coinbase was that it was only allowing me to deposit $400 into that wallet. So here's my normal bank, and then here's Coinbase, and Coinbase is saying today you can deposit a maximum of $400, and if you want to deposit more than that, you need to increase your limit by doing A, B, C, D, E. That seemed cumbersome to me at the time, because I was like either going to do it that day or not going to do it. So I left it. I actually didn't do anything because I didn't know how to verify. I didn't know how to do those steps, so I left it. I speak with my friends and I'm like, do you guys use Coinbase? 2 of my girlfriends in Australia use CoinSpot. And I asked them why. They just said it's very user-friendly, plus it's more friendly to Australian users. So they give me their affiliate code, because in the Web3 world, there's a lot of things like affiliate where you get some sort of credit for someone else signing up and they also get credit. But anyway, so they said, I use CoinSpot. Here's my link. Go ahead and sign up. I trust my girlfriends. They're in this world and they've been operating in this world for a while. And this is what I'm saying about trust. Because I trust them and I know their behaviors within this world, I just go ahead and download the CoinSpot app using their link. So they get $10 and I get $10. It's a win-win, and I sign up to CoinSpot. Now, CoinSpot allows me to deposit, maybe it was $1,000 per transaction, and what I really wanted to do was transfer a total of $2,000. I wanted to put $1,000 in Bitcoin and $1,000 in Ethereum. So my first step is to take cash, not cash, but like actual normal currency, like money, and then transfer it into here. And I put $1,000 in Bitcoin and $1,000 in Ethereum. And since then, I've done nothing with it. No, I lie. I traded. Once. So now the cash is in there. So technically I've taken $2,000 and put it into crypto. I now officially have crypto. Woohoo! So that's your very first step. Decide how much you want to put in and what coin you want to choose. I chose Bitcoin because I've heard of it before, and I also chose Ethereum because that's the currency that I need to buy an NFT. I had plans to buy NFT. Now, what happened to that money? When I transferred it in, there is a fee involved. So by the time that I transferred it in, $2,000 became something like $1,980. So I'd paid that fee. How long has it been since it's been there? Probably about 2 or 3 months. How much money is in there now? $2,300. Meaning Bitcoin and Ethereum are up at the moment. But there have been days where it's gone down to $2,002 or $2,100. I watched the results as they were happening, not necessarily to be like, oh, I made $100 today, or oh, I made $200 today, but I was watching how much that money was turning into so that I could understand my emotion. One thing that people don't often talk about in like the Web3 world is a lot of what you're going to do is going to be based on emotion and data. Now, when you don't know how to read data, like me, I'm not very great at reading data right away. I understand human behavior. I can understand trends. When you realize that, the first thing that's going to happen is you'll see thoughts and emotions during this process. So my step is this. Once I've transferred that fiat into crypto, I watch the crypto go up and down every day. And I check in with how I feel about that. Yes, the day that it went to 2,200, I was like, oh, this is great. And then when it went down, I was like, oh, it drops as well. And I'm just getting myself acclimatized to the potential that my money is doing this behavior so that I can then gauge and say, do I want to put more in? Am I putting in for the long run? Plus, with that surplus that I'm making, how does that work with taxes? So all of these new things start to arise once you've done this number 1 step. Now, before we wrap up this video, there is one thing I need to let you know. When you've made the decision that you're interested in Bitcoin, you're going to start seeing on your internet browser, Bitcoin this, crypto this, I made $10,000 for my client this on Instagram accounts. You're going to start to see it. Be aware that what you're seeing will tend to be an ad or a person advertising their services. Just because an app sounds really good doesn't mean that you should just go with that. If you like the sound of that, I would take that as a sign to go ahead and do a little bit of study. For example, when I saw Coinbase and I was like, what is Coinbase? Okay, Coinbase is an app. And like, let me have a look at all the other apps. It is time consuming, but the best mindset to go into this is if you're really interested in the world of crypto and Web3, because there is a lot, potential. I mean, a guy created a resort from crypto, you know what I mean? And his background was music. Go in knowing that there's going to be some study, or what we will call due diligence. Because if you go in and you've seen someone advertising their services, like, you know, you send me your money and I will trade it for you. And if you don't know the basics of what goes down in that world and what you need to have and what you need to know, then you become very vulnerable. It's kind of like anything that you're going to stick with for a while. You know, if you're choosing your doctor, you might look for referrals. Like, why this doctor? Or let's say if you're shopping for insurance and you're going, let me shop for the best rates in insurance. The same thing when you're choosing your bank. Maybe you did a little bit of study so that you know how you're going to get money out of that system if you need to. What are the limitations? What are the potentials? There's definitely due diligence. But with this, you will feel a lot more empowered as you go into this space. Go in it bit by bit. You don't need to do it in one massive swoop. Just do one step at a time. Now, if you're doing this for yourself, just know that your first step is very well doable by you. The transferring of your fiat into, you know, a trading app or a wallet can be done by you. Try to acclimatize yourself to this process, and what you should pay attention to, yes, apart from like the process, is check in with how you're feeling, your thoughts and emotions, because I think the thing that will make this not a fun experience is if your actions are causing your emotions to go way up and way down, because your money mindset it's the thing that's really going to come into play as you go here, because this is about money, right? It's about money. And that brings us to the end of this video. So if you're an ultra beginner and you're ready to go into crypto and you want to do it safely, assuredly, that's a word, I hope this video has served you. If you are based in Australia and you're interested in using CoinSpot, this is not sponsored by CoinSpot, but I use it. I've left my affiliate link in the description box below. If you are keen on, you know, putting some money into crypto, but you haven't done it yet, feel free to share what's holding you back in the comments section down below. Is it the tech? Is it the fear? Or is it that you don't know enough people that you can trust that will vouch for this behavior? Let us know in the comment section below, because you're definitely not alone. There's definitely a lot of people who are interested in this space, and just if there's more information out there, then the easier it gets. And that's what this video is aimed to do. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.